What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 2 of Saints Franchise, where today we have the rest of the preseason games for you. Everything up until the regular season, but first we have some player upgrades, a lot of player upgrades to get through, including Olave. Now, first, we got Paulson Adebo, who has 2 upgrades. We're going to upgrade his man-to-man coverage. I think I enjoy man-to-man coverage a lot more on my players than zone coverage because they're able to keep up with their players. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to end up upgrading his man-to-man twice. As you see here, he ends up getting another awareness and 2-man coverage. Love to see at least that. Kamara gets 1. We're going to go with some elusive back. We don't need power back because Jamal Williams was added to the team. So we're going to give him some elusive back upgrades, and he's going to get a lot of awareness, break tackle, change of direction, juke move, spin move. Love to see it. Chris Olave is next. He's going to be our number 1 receiver. So while everything else looks nice, we're going to end up giving him the deep threat skill point. Now, the reason I decided to go with this is because I need him to keep the defense honest. I need him to spread the love across the field, keep those safeties back. So that's pretty much the reason why. Tre'Quan Smith, we chose slot because I imagine with the trade of Michael Thomas, he's going to get a lot of slot spots. Isaiah Foskey, you saw him when we did the pass rush challenge, and we're going to give him some speed rush upgrade, give him 3 finesse and 1 agility. Love to see it. Cornerback, Alontae Taylor, same thing. We're going to choose man-to-man. I just think that it's better than zone coverage, in my opinion, at least for the defense that I try and play, where I want my CPU to hold everything. Now, Will Lutz, we could go with power accuracy. I think power is more important, but when you look at the stats, we're going to end up getting power and accuracy anyway, so it didn't really matter. Now, for Michael Thomas, we have some trades to go through. The first one we have is Chase Claypool, a 2025 4th and a 2025 7th. This one is interesting. I think I would be more interested in him if he had star development. So we're not really going to choose him. The next one is Jonah Williams. He's a good tackle in real life, but he's really low rated and only has normal development from the Bengals, so we're not going to choose him. Levi Wallace. He's a little too old for me. If he was younger and a corner with the star development, I think I would like him more. Tyus Bowser, I just have really no interest in Tyus Bowser at all, to be honest. Jack Jones is really interesting to me. He's really young, star development, but I think if I'm going to trade a receiver, I want to get a receiver back, so that's what kind of keeps me off of Jack Jones. DJ Chark is 26. He's 77 overall with normal development, get a 6th and a 7th. So that's pretty interesting. Alan Lazard is 1 overall higher, one age higher, and you only get a 6 for him, so I'm kind of leaning out of that. Darius Slayton is the most interesting person on here because he's 26, 77 overall. For some reason, the game has him as a star development with a 6th round. I don't understand it. I will never understand it. MVS, I'm just going to ignore. Dude's expensive. I don't want him. But Darius Slayton, why does he have that development? Elijah Moore, he's a 79 overall, 23, 1.47 million with just a normal development. But right now, this is the one that I'm leaning toward. As you see, Nick Bonito from the Broncos, not really interested. So Elijah Moore is right there up at the top. Darius Slayton was a close second, but I decided to go with Elijah Moore. The reason being he's so young, and I think he's truly underrated. He got a bad rap in New York with the Jets, so I think here he can really stand. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add Jameis Winston to the trade block, and I'm going to see if anybody at all wants him. No offense to Jameis, but I'd much rather have Jake Hayner out there. As you see, we get right into the first preseason game of the episode. We've got Kamara running the ball first down, and he gets a big chunk, 14 yards on that first play. Now, next play, Derek Carr is going to be looking out. We're going to send some players out on different routes here. As you look, you see, and we get screamed at by the Chargers. Sebastian Joseph Day is going to pick up this fumble, and he's going to return it for a touchdown. This is absolutely ridiculous to do on the second play. So later on in the first quarter, our next drive, actually, Derek Carr going to be looking. He's looking, he's scrambling. He looks and he doesn't see the linebacker over the middle. And we're going to get picked off. Going to let them go up 14-0. So now we're in the second quarter. Derek Carr is just looking to score points in general. We end up finding Camaro, who's going to go. He's going to run up the side when he's tiptoeing, and he steps out of bounds. He could have gotten so much more yardage there. But we get the first down. Very next play, Derek Carr's looking. He finds Elijah Moore for what is my first completion with Elijah Moore, at least, into the first down range. Next play, Kamara is going to hand the ball off. He's going to go into the end zone for a New Orleans Saints touchdown. We're going to go down 14-7, and now we're going to play our first defensive snap. With Demario Davis, he ends up lurking over the middle, and we have 3 guys over in that right corner and just aren't able to do anything, and because of that, they're able to score a touchdown. Now Derek Carr up next. He's finding over the middle. He goes. Olave reaches out and drops the ball. You cannot drop those passes in the regular season. I hope you're getting those mistakes out now as we find Elijah Moore for another decently sized gain. We better keep on with the ball in the regular season. That's all I'm saying. As we look for Traycon on the outside, we end up almost getting intercepted, and it's preseason, so we're going to go for it on 4th as we thread the needle there to Elijah Moore. He's making big plays already in his first week. So we're going to send who is Traquan Smith, I believe, on a really deep route, and we try and find Juwan Johnson over the middle. He's going to end up dropping the ball. We're going to see what we've got here on 2nd and 10 with 30 seconds left. As you see, we have a receiver wide open. It's Juwan Johnson, who's just going to keep running over the on the sideline. He's going to get a big gain. 21 seconds left now. We're going to see if we can get into the end zone before half as we fire it over the middle, and Juwan Johnson drops the guaranteed touchdown. This is what I mean. You can't be dropping those balls. I know it's preseason, but you gotta capture those opportunities. Now Derek Carr is going out. He can't find anybody. We gotta throw it away. 3rd and 10. Now with 11 seconds left, we're looking. We're trying to find just about anybody. We think we could get it to Juwan Johnson. We test the defensive coverage, and it gets picked off by Derwin James. No biggie, right? We're thinking we could tackle him. Guess what? No, he's not. He's going right to the house. He's shoving it down our throats with literally 0 seconds left on the clock, and we're going down 28-7 to the Chargers. Now, later on, next quarter, we got Jameis, who just barely misses his receiver out there. And he's not able to find him, just barely gets out of the sack. We're trying to see if we can find anything with him as we throw it to Williams on the corner. Now 4th and 2. We're really hoping to try and get a touchdown here. As look, we're running, and we find Bryan Edwards for a touchdown, but there's a flag. Now we're not sure what this flag is, and we're hoping that it's on the defense. And it turns out that it's roughing the passer, and we end up scoring that touchdown. So famous Jameis getting it to Bryan Edwards. We're able to turn this into a 14-35 game. Now Jake Hayner's in, and we're looking for a receiver right over the middle. He's open, but we're not able to make that catch. Now a couple minutes later, we're on 3rd and 4. We're looking for anything. Once again with Jake Hayner, we're just looking, scrambling. We're trying to deliver the ball out, and we're still not able to get there. Jake Hayner's obviously struggling. He's a really low rating. He has not great passing stats, but there we're able to get it to Bryan Edwards, and he's pounding the rock, he's going, and we have 3 guys that all fall on top of the football and aren't able to get the recovery. So now we're stuck at 1 minute left, down by 24 points. We're just looking for anything with Jake Hayner. We decide to throw it up. The mark is way off from the receiver that I tossed it to, and he gets picked off, and we get our first loss of the preseason. But we've got some upgrades, including Marshawn Lattimore and Ryan Ramczyk. So with Marshawn, we're going to go to man-to-man coverage again. Take the upgrades that we can get. He gets some acceleration, some awareness, play recognition, and tackle are huge for us. And Ramczyk, we're going to end up using our power scheme fit to improve him, and he gets +2 to awareness and +2 to pass block. And now we're going to end up getting into our next game here. but there was a little bug, and we ended up getting 3 upgrades for our players before we started the game, even though it didn't show it before. So Elijah Moore gets one. We're going to use the Playmaker with him. We're going to see if we can increase some of those playmaking attributes, and he gets a lot of them. Catching traffic, catching awareness, all that sort of stuff. And Isaiah Foskey actually gets one too. He gets another speed rush upgrade, and that's big. We end up getting one for our starting right guard, I believe, as well. And he also has star development. It's really interesting to see. I did not know that he had that, but we will take those upgrades. But now it's time for our last preseason game of the year versus the Texans. We're on 3rd and 5, first defensive play, and Tyrann Mathieu catches that interception. Catches him sleeping. Now, first down, trying to get the run established a little bit, see what Kamara can do, maybe give him some reps, not able to do much. Now, 2nd and 11. Derek Carr's looking. He's trying to find Traquan Smith, who gets popped after the play, but stays with the ball. Traquan making big plays in the preseason already. Looking to have a big year here. Now Derek Carr's scrambling. He's looking. He has circle open. However, he gets sacked. Keeps the ball for too long. Goes through his motions too slowly. He does it again. His circle is wide open, and he gets sacked. Again, the line is not protecting him. Now, 3rd and 30, he decides to throw it a little bit late to Olave, and they are able to defend it. Now, 3rd and 5, we're able to look, and he just completely misses his throw here. I don't know what was going on, but we're going to take that. They end up kicking a field goal, and they get the ball. Now they have the ball again. We managed to stop them on 2nd and 3 to get them to 3rd and 1. And here we hand it off. They give it to Devin Singletary, who gets hurt after this play, and he doesn't get the first down. So they decide to go for it. And they hand it off to Dameon Pierce, but we're there, and we take him down. We stop them pretty handedly. Now, 1st and 10, we got to make something happen with 1.5 minutes left. We're trying to get it out to our big players, and that's just completely off the mark. I expect a little bit better than that. We're trying to get it to circle there, Olave, but we get sacked once again. We're struggling here. And on top of that, we miss Elijah Moore with the deep ball. He had his defender beat, and I'm not really sure what to think of that, as we miscalculate yet another throw here, and we're trying to test the defense, but it's just not really working out in the way that we expect, as they get that ball just short of the end zone at the end of the first half. And look at Dameon Pierce. He's just rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. He's rolling through our guys. Our defense has nothing for him, as they dish it off, and bam, we smack him right in his face. Go for 3rd and 6. We're looking. We're holding the middle, and they just barely miss the receiver. And Roby gets a freaking insane interception there. As you see, I mess up. I think that Schultz is going out, and he ends up coming back in. That's my mistake. I should have had that interception. But Roby, what a pick by Roby. What an insane interception, getting your feet in bounds. As you see here, Dameon Pierce just running through our defensive line. No problems whatsoever. Now Jake Haener is in the game, and he can't complete these passes. He can't get them. He's under too much pressure. He can't get the ball out in time to his receivers that are open. And it's getting a little bit ridiculous. It's getting much more difficult as we get it here to Foster Moreau, who's going to outrun the defenders, and he's going to score Jake Haener's first touchdown. He's going to give him those stats. He's going to get himself some points for some upgrades. Now Jake Haener ends up throwing it out, trying to get the first down to Jamal Williams, but he's unable to do so. Next play, we end up throwing it, finding James Washington on a little route over the middle to try and get him his first down. And look at this pass. Shaheed catching that ball right in a perfect territory. Now we're going to give it to Jamal Williams, see what he can do, and he's not going to get much. 2nd and goal. We're looking to score some points here. We want a touchdown as we find Moreau once again over the back, but he's out of bounds. 3rd and goal now, down by 7. We're trying, we're looking again, and they end up breaking up this pass. We made an errant throw, not a good one, and look at that. Hayner just gets absolutely rocked at the end of that play, and look at Devin Singletary making big plays. He's going through guys, he's stiff-arming, he's going, he won't stop. But he is eventually going to be brought down. Now we're at the 2-minute warning, and look at this. He's just running through us. We have no answer whatsoever. It's 10 yards after 10 yards after 10 yards. And now, all of a sudden, in 3 plays, they're on the goal line. And look at that. Add insult to injury. Devin Singletary's just going to waltz right in for a touchdown here. Now, first and 10 with a minute left. Hayner's going. He's looking. He's scrambling. He's able to throw it over the top to Foster Moreau, who's able to get it down to the 30, about the 28-yard line. 2nd and 10 now. We're looking. We're trying to find some answers. We try throwing it up to Brian Edwards, who can't make a play. 26 seconds left now. We're trying to see if we can find somebody open, and we're able to find Shaheed over the middle. Now we get to the 2. Hayner's going. He's scrambling. He's looking back. 2nd and goal. He's trying to throw it away, and this is the most ridiculous thing that I've ever seen. They call it a fumble and mark him out at the 17. And right after that, we get sacked. Now 4th and goal from the 23. With 4 seconds left, we get sacked once again, and we lose the game. So now it's time to cut some players. We have to cut 21 players to make the roster, the 53-man roster, and we're just going to end up cutting like pretty much all of the really, really low-rated players with things that we just don't need that many of. So we're able to finally cut it down to 21, and we're able to move on into the regular season, hopefully have a better week this week. So we will set our season goal in the next episode. We'll manage our team. But first, we have an offer for Foster Moreau. We didn't even put him on the trade block. And it looks like what they're offering is the Buccaneers are offering Devin White for Foster Moreau. That's an interesting trade, and we'll have to look at that the next time. So if you guys like this video, make sure you like and subscribe, comments if you're new here, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.